Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Two Tutors Talking with your lovely and gracious host, Audrey Codner. And I am by myself again. I know we're trying to get everyone's schedule, and around this time of year, things get busy. A lot of tutors are starting to get a lot of clients, which is amazing. But I just wanted to just kind of like give you guys a pep talk. All right. So your auntie Audrey is going to give you a lovely little pep talk. So this can go for tutors. It can go for teachers, especially the ones that are on break. Hopefully you're not teaching and you're listening to me. Um, any entrepreneur, anyone that's thinking about making the transition. Now, it's not going to be an easy process because we as human beings, we don't like change, but change is always inevitable. It's going to happen. When you were a child and you made your transition from pre-K to elementary, elementary to middle, even from middle to high school to college, college into the workforce, and then continuing on, or maybe you took a different path. But no matter what, you always make some changes. So, why do we think as soon as we become adults, that change stops? Like life just stops. And this is what my life is supposed to be. And I'm not supposed to grow in any which way. I'm supposed to, okay, this is my job. I stay with this job for 30 years. Then I retire. Then after I retire, I get my pension. And then I realize I can't live off this pension. So now I need to get another job. And when does life become your life? And it all starts from the power from within. It is your confidence, it is your dedication, it is your choice. If you choose to go down a certain way, guess what? It's your choice to make that change. And changes is scary. And changes is challenging. But then changes can also be rewarding. So, when I'm talking about the power within, I'm talking about your confidence and not really comparing yourself to other people. And I know it's hard to do that, especially those people that are coming from a workforce or coming from a classroom and now they're decided to take a step or take their life in their own hands. And they're learning that it's so much harder. And I'm going to tell you, people, being a tutor is not easy. You have to learn a lot about the business. You're going to have to learn how to talk to people. You're going to have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in situations. Talking in front of a camera wasn't what I always wanted to do. This was like far from it. But when it came time for me to really get to talk to other people, other successful business owners, and in order for me to be that connector, I had to stand strong and be confident in what I'm doing. Okay, here's my co host again. I know she's just extra. I know you want to be famous, but that's what cats do. Because I know every time I want to instill my confidence, she comes and she's like, "Are you all right? Do we need anything? Who do I need to kill? I got the murder mitts right here." Hilarious. But anyway, back to us. But when it comes to making this transition, and I'm talking to a lot of tutors, and a lot of us are scared and you want to make sure that you do it perfect and you make it right. And it just has to be the perfect time to launch, the perfect time to talk to people. When is the perfect time? Ready? There's never a perfect time. You got to start now. And I don't know about you, but at least every other day, I got an inquiry about tutoring. This is the month, especially for people like February, beginning of March. Usually that's when I get really busy. That's like my Christmas rush. And mine is happening a lot sooner than normal. But when I hear people, they're like, oh, I'm just going to wait until my website is just perfect. Or I'm going to make the perfect flyer. Or, you know what? I want to do this video and make it perfect. You're stalling. Just stop. I'm very blunt and very honest. Just stop. If this is something that you really want to do and you want to excel and you want to advance in, you're really going to have to just take that step. Tell somebody what you're doing. Tell somebody what you tutor. Tell your friends, tell your family. If you're currently in the classroom, make a suggestion to one of your counselors and see if there's any counselors of other schools, because you don't want to tutor your own students. That's a little off, okay? Maybe they have friends that's outside in the district. If you work at a public school, maybe you might have a friend that works in the private sector. Maybe you have someone that works in the Catholic school, the parochial school system. But you got to tell people what you're doing and who you are. And in order for you to step outside of that comfort zone, you got to jump. You got to tell people what you're doing and how you're getting it done. But that comes from within. Regardless of how many people that joined up on my membership, which I am so, so grateful for, that these are people that are entrusting me to show them roughly what I went through in order to advance. But no matter what I share and how many resources that I put out and how many times we sit down and we meet, even in my Facebook group, how many things that I share and go live into, you're still going to have moments where you're like, I think I'm a failure. And you're not going to be a failure unless you quit. One person actually asked, Audrey, do you feel bad leaving the classroom? Based on my experience, no, I don't. Do I miss my kids? Yes, but guess what? A lot of the kids that I just left behind, a lot of them graduated from high school already. And some of them have kids of their own. And it's only a few years, I'm probably going to be tutoring them too. But it's a transition that I know there's a lot of good teachers that are just at the point of being sick and tired. And they've tried. And it's not the teachers that just sit and complain all the time. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that have tried, they've been involved in so many things and wanted to have these kids advance. They're tired and they love to teach. That's why a lot of people go into tutoring. If you're going into tutoring just to make money, you're not going to last long. But if you're going into tutoring because you still love to teach, you love to educate, you love to see kids, I finally got it. I just left a tutoring session before I came on here. And the kid was like, I finally get this. And mom's like, do you have a quiz coming up? He's like, yeah, but I think I'm going to do well because now I get it. I finally had someone to take the time to break it down to me. And I'm like, oh. Those aha moments is what keeps a lot of us former teachers, current teachers going. But all the other foolishness had to stop. But I had to look within. It wasn't because of someone showed me a video and that encouraged me to do tutoring. It wasn't because of the several meetings that I had with so many people and people telling me, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. I had to go within to figure out how I wanted my tutoring business. I had to go within to find out, what do I want? Who do I want to tutor? Who is willing to take a chance with me to educate their child, to help clear the cobwebs and to make all these big technology and all this tech terminology overwhelm, cease, assist. Now they got clarity. But it took Audrey to do it. So I know when a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a mini version of Audrey. Why? Why not be the original you? And for me, it all started with basketball. So if I didn't play basketball and go through the craziness and all the traveling and all the organization that I had to do, I'm instilling a lot of that inside my business. So a lot of that determination, a lot of that drive, a lot of that, I want people to win because I worked hard, not only for me, I worked hard for my teammates. I made sure I lifted weights. So when I set a screen, anybody and everybody was able to get open. I do the same in my business. You're about to get to a barrier. Guess what? I'm here to lift you over, or knowing me, to bust through that wall. So now you're not going to have that challenge again. Now you're going to know how to adjust. But that had to come from within. And maybe that's why a lot of people are like, I want Audrey to tutor my child. I want Audrey as a friend. I want Audrey as a mentor. I want Audrey because she's just such a cool person. But I had to work in order to do that. I had to figure out who Audrey was. So it's just like if any of you guys are thinking about getting married, I'm going to let you know right here and now. Make sure you understand the Miss and the Mister before you become the Mrs. and the married Mister. Because once you understand who you are, how you're going to go, how you're going to grow, now you're able to communicate. Now you're able to put in that dedication. Now you're able to look at a future, not only for you, but for us. So I want to make sure that no matter what relationship that you're about to go into, no matter what business venture you're about to go into, the power of making that business last stems within you. So you can sign up for as many programs as you want. You can try to find those accountability partners. But the key thing is you have to understand, what is your vision? How long do you want to do it? How much do you want to charge? All that stems from you. And if you want to have someone to talk about that, get some clarification, not reassurance, but clarification. That's when you want to go on the outsides. All right. So this is what we're doing. And I'm thinking a lot of things are happening. Soon enough, I am going to be offering a brainstorming session for those teachers. So I just wanted to give you guys some time with third quarter before I offer that up. And I will be putting some presentations of that, because sometimes you guys just need a brainstorm. You're like, is tutoring the next thing for me? Or should I start a goat farm? Okay. Or should I have a cat farm? Seriously? She's hilarious. So, but no matter what, take a look, be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for the launching of my You Can Tutor, because I'm thinking about launching that up in May. So teachers will actually have times during the summer to actually develop their tutoring business. But I'm not here to take teachers away. If you valued the teachers when they were in your classroom, a lot of these teachers will never have left. All right. So you guys have an amazing day, and just stay on the lookout for upcoming events. And you never know what's going to happen, because guess what? Audrey does not sleep. All right.